Hello everyone, it is Irie, Public Studs, and today I bought the Darth Vader's castle set. Now, I've actually had this set for quite a long time, and it is quite amazing. Now, this came out back in 2018, it was at 75251, retailing for around $120. I believe it's even on sale now, coming with 5 minifigures and a Amazon exclusive. Now, this set I remember coming out, and it was pretty out of the blue. It was just a random set. I believe it was dropped in October or November. No real explanation, but I ended up getting this one, I believe, for Christmas a while back, and it was just, I was kind of on the fence about it at the time, but now I've kind of solidified my opinion on it, and I figured with its huge amount of prominence in the LEGO Star Wars Terrifying Tales, as well as it retiring at the very end of this year, likely going out of stock by November after Black Friday, I thought this was a very good time to take a look at this amazing set and recommend if you guys should maybe buy it or not. But with that said, we're going to get right on into it, so I'm going to ask you all to smash that like button, and we're just going to get right on into the review. Now, I will say, for a Fire Lava Planet, this is some of the most beautiful box art I have seen on a LEGO set. The purple-orange clouds with the blue up there, contrasting with the black and red of Darth Vader's castle, was just an amazing stylistic choice, and I think they did a fantastic job. Obviously, the set stats are up there. You get a look at the fighter, and the minifigures. Let's take a look at the side of the box. Obviously, this is kind of where they started with the looks on the side of the box arts with the LEGO sets. Now, I really want to take a look at this back for a second. Wow, the colors on this just look so good. I want to just zoom in and kind of pan down so that way you could really appreciate all of the amazing details that we are going to get into right now. But they just nailed and hit this box home so much, and I really think they did a good job with this set. So the first minifigure we have on the roster is the legendary Darth Vader. Now, obviously, the owner of this castle, this is a stunning minifigure. Nothing new to it, really, at least by today's standards. He comes with his lightsaber. He comes with his old pants, you know, that were all fine and dandy. He does come with this nice print. No back printing, actually, which I always found interesting. I'm not, entirely upset about it because he does have the cape, so it's not a big deal. Then you do get, obviously, the nice look at that smiley little face. I never understood why they didn't, make that a more stern look. And obviously, that's all cool. Obviously, you could look at the back, and it comes with some scars. Now, let's move into the next figure. Now, these next figures up are the Red Royal Guards. Now, they're known for protecting the Chancellor or Emperor Palpatine, but they also did protect Darth Vader in a way, which is cool. These are these force pikes that they come with. They also come with all their nice red drapage. They do come with some minor printing on the front, nothing on the back, nothing really significant with these guys. They have been around for nearly ever, and obviously they are classics, but nothing new here. Now, here are one of my favorite minifigures from this set, and this is the amazing Imperial Transport Pilot. Now, this guy I do believe appeared in some Vader Immortal game, which is why he's here and which is why he, is making this appearance. But I kind of like to call him just a 501st Imperial Pilot, because that's what he kind of looks like. He looks cool. First off, he does come with the angry clone head, so he's technically a clone trooper. And Vader's Legion was the Vader's Fist, which was always the 501st Troopers. So yeah, you do get all of this nice printing all around. I think they nailed it. Obviously, they took the regular Stormtrooper, painted it blue, pretty much with some nice little detailings. Then you move to the back and you get the same ones. Again, the same kind of tank pilot as the one from Rogue One, but a very cool one nonetheless. And I don't think we're ever going to get a minifigure like this. I expect it to shoot up in value. So next up here, we have this stunning looking Darth Vader in his mid-transformation look, and it looks absolutely great. Now, this is obviously the one that Hayden Christensen played, and you'll notice actually the little stubby legs. So, see the silver part? Just ignore everything under that. I'll try my best to, cover it. And then you will see it just pretty much he's supposed to be floating there because both of those legs were amputated by Obi-Wan. And, it looks great. You get all of the white little printing. You do get the Vader with the little breathing apparatus, and he gets a little bit of a stern face look. You get the scars on the back and of the body and the torso and everything. And, it looks like a fantastic minifigure. They really, really, really hit this one home. Great job, LEGO. Now, a small build I did want to take a look at before we got into the full castle was the mini Darth Vader's TIE Advance, which I have plenty of thoughts on. But first, it is a nice little tiny build. You do get all of the panels on the side nicely, and you do get the stud shooters on the bottom. Nothing crazy in terms of detail. It is very micro-scaled down for the purposes of, just fitting it. And for the purposes of this video, I am just going to use the Darth Vader with all his breathing apparatus stuff here, because if you want to use the regular Darth Vader, you have to take off his capes, and it gets very, very tight. So the way this works, you just kind of pop it in. You have to send him all the way back, actually. And then you just kind of push it in. It goes in very snugly, which is nice and dandy. And then you just push it in, and then it's down. And then like that, you can fit Darth Vader in there. And you can do it with the helmet, too. It's just a little more difficult because you have to move the cape around and stuff. But you get the point. It looks great. I think they nailed this home for the small aspect. Now it is time to take a look at the castle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, take a grand look at Darth Vader's castle. Now, right off the bat, when you see this thing, you do not necessarily think Star Wars, but you just feel so Darth Vader. It is not an iconic building in any sense of the word, in my opinion, but it looks good, and they did something truly fantastic with it. Just looking at it, it dominates every shelf it will be on. It'll just be a amazing piece of art if it contrasts well with the shelf you're using. But with that said, we're going to work our way from the bottom to the top. First off, we'll take out the outsides, then we'll move our way around to the inside. So first off, you'll notice directly in the front, there is a little lava flow where the castle recedes. Obviously, it is a small, micro-scaled down version. You could, tell it, next to a minifigure. It's not very tall. But, there is a little bit of area back here, so if you want to have someone pop out of the waterfall, I guess you could, because that's kind of fun. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so that's cool. And then you get some nice rock work down here, and we'll actually get to that in a second. That's a secret. But yeah, let's move up a little. And here we just have some of the nicest window work I think I've seen in LEGO, at least in LEGO Star Wars, just with the red, and it looks great, and the tiles just all around, the studs are perfect. More red up there, and then you move up, and there's a little stud blaster, which is firing off, and I'll get into that in a split second. But I think it is time to look at the sides, then the interior. So going down, you notice there is that little side hole on each side, and I'll just show one side because they are on the same on each side. But then you move down, you see some nice little tiling, and there's actually a door here. And you could simply open this up. It is nice and simple. You do get a nice Imperial archway, which looks great, and they just nailed down perfectly. And you could close that, and it fits in just nice. Now I think it is time to take a look down there. So first off, we'll move over here. This is a little mouse droid containment and lava refinery. So I think I will take our little stormtrooper dude here. First off, there is the mouse droid retainer center. This is good. There's all these pipes and stuff. And then you can just draw him out. And he is a cute little mouse droid. I love this little build. They nailed him down in the new design. And then you'll notice this little area where we hold some of the lava pieces. They do fall out, which is kind of annoying. So I've removed them most of the time. And then while reviewing this, as I'm seeing this, I just saw this before I started. There is this little area here, and I completely forgot about this, but there is a kyber crystal just in the wall, which is epic, and just a nice little detail they did not have to do, but it is simple enough that, it just makes it really easy, and I think it's really cool, and I think they nailed that little detail home. Now, let's take a look at the alternate side. Now, this feels like something directly out of the Terrifying Tales short, even though I know it isn't, or the movie, but wow. So first off, you get this awesome little shrine with all these stickers of Sith artifacts and stuff, and you could actually move this up if you'd like, and it is very simple to just move around if you want. And then I'll just put that back, though. You do get a nice Sith holocron, which looks great. I think they nailed that, and I think that's a really, really cool feature. Honestly, one of the better details I've seen. And then over here, you do get another specialized feature in which you could pull out a lightsaber, and that is all hooked up just like the one from the special. I think LEGO must have planned that in advance, or along in conjunction with the set, because this honestly looks great. Now I want to take a look at the interior. Let's go. So here is the Imperial Hangar Bay, and I think this looks great, especially for a small set this size. I think this is probably one of the larger Imperial Hangar Bays LEGO's done, period. I think this may even be the only Imperial hangar bay that's fully enclosed this way. You could obviously fit in Vader's TIE Advance nicely, and you still have room for plenty of figures. I really love the stickering and details. Like, I wish they did, like, builds like this, but, like, in bigger scale, and it's such a shame, but this looks really good either way. Now, let's move up the stairs. And yes, there are actually stairs which move to that opening door we were showing you earlier, and I want to show you the interior view of that. So this is all stickered and dandy, and all you have to do is simply lift up this, which is nice, and you just go whoop, and boom, it's up. And then I'll close that back down, and then, but anyway, you get this iconic thing that looks fantastic, and this is his bacta tank, and I honestly don't know why they didn't include Vinay, the character that Vader's, like, buddy with, in this set. It kind of boggles me. Like, I love this guy, but he would have made a way better pick. But either way, here's Vader, obviously floating in his bacta. There is also a little control panel there, so I guess if one of his yeah, he could get the 501st guy again. And the 501st guy could go in, and there's a perfect area for him to actually stand if he wants to, you know, dilute him or whatever. There's a little studded area. That looks great, and wow, they just nailed this whole area down. I love the look of that with the red in the background. Wow, just amazing. But now it is time to move up, and we are going to move up to the third level, which is the Darth Vader's meditation room. Now, first off, this is very similar to the one we recently got, but like 100 times smaller. You know, we did get a new set of this earlier this year, which was really cool. It obviously took place in a Star Destroyer over the Darth Vader's castle, and this was our real, like, first interpretation of it since, like, the early mid-2000s. But yeah, so either way, we are going to close that down. He can meditate, and then if he wants, he could pick up a call from Papa Palpatine. And, you know, you do get that nice hologram, which is all nice. There is also a red door or window behind Vader, which is always cool, so if he wants to look out while he's meditating, that is all very nice. I do like the white bricks, even though it's small, how they use those on the interior of that design. Now let's move to the final level. Now, a lot of people misinterpret this top level for the place, like just where you could take your little guy and you could just shoot off stud shooters. You guys know how stud shooters work. But I honestly looked at it as a way for you to kind of have that scene between Vader and Director Krennic. It has the same type of print. I think that's what they were going for with this set, and they were planning on putting it probably somewhere else. And honestly, if I had to choose, I would have rather had his, you know, meditation chamber up here, and then down where, say, that is, they could have had the Krennic scene. But I understand why they did it this way. But either way, this looks very cool. I have Vader up there, obviously, just because it looks cool. And I just want to quickly go down and see the rest of the levels as you know, you just look it out, and it just looks really, really good. So that is the full review of my castle. Now let's get into the thoughts. Now, this is quite an interesting set, and I don't think we will ever get anything like this again. Now, this was, first of all, a very kind of weird circumstance where this came out. This was a, you know, place that was mainly featured in the Rogue One movie, but that is not what this is entirely based off of. There's this whole, like, Darth Vader's castle type game, I believe it's called. It's something that they have at Disney World, and it involves that, which is where this, like, weird Stormtrooper, 501st Stormtrooper comes in. And it just is an interesting set. Now, obviously, they had a lot of creative liberty because there was not a ton of, you know, reference material at the time. We knew that there were two rooms. There was the one where Krennic and Vader met up, and we knew there was his bacta tank area. That was really about it. But I think they did a neat job. I especially love the hangar on the bottom side, and they just knocked it out of the park with the Sith Shrine at the bottom. It just looks really cool. I love the special holocron molds and all of that stuff, and there's even a nice little area for a mouse droid, which is just adorable. And I also do like the inclusion of the Death Star little mini Vader's TIE Advance. They didn't have to do this, but it was a nice, like, extra, I guess, $10 inclusion. It bumped up the price of the set probably like $10. But I think it was worth it because it really adds to the set, I feel, just as a small Vader's TIE Advance. Just a fun little thing to fly around. Obviously not really in scale with any other ships like X-Wings or whatever, which makes it a little difficult, but I still think it is extraordinarily neat. And I would recommend you actually buy this set. I was on the fence about it for the longest time, but if you could snag it for $100, $120, whatever, around that price, I would totally go for it because I think there's a very solid shot that this never gets made again in any form, or it's going to be some sort of, like, re-release where they just release it in the same box art again. But I kind of highly doubt it because the set's already been on shelves for 3 years. And, you know, I think they've sold what they want to, and the popularity of it, I can't imagine, is as high as it was back in 2018. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the set. Did you like it in the LEGO Star Wars Terrifying Tales? Tell me in the comments down below. I'm curious to hear. With that said, I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.